The woman in front of me was on her phone. I had just heard what she said and let out a cold sigh.
I can't do long distance. I know you came back, but I'm sorry. I can't get back together with you. I found a successful boyfriend. Isn't he great? He's a medical rep at a big pharmaceutical company.
The heater was on, but I felt a chill and rubbed my arms. Ooh, it's cold. The woman in front of me was on her phone. I had just heard what she said and let out a cold sigh.
I can't do long distance.
Okay. My name is Tatsuma Sugo, 29. I work for a company that has its headquarters downtown. The woman in front of me was my younger girlfriend, Mei Ishiguro.
My company doesn't have branches in that region. There's no guarantee that I can find a similar job if I go over there.
Mei looked down as she spoke. Rather than showing any sadness or frustration, she started using her phone.
You were transferred?
A few minutes earlier, we had just warmed up with warm drinks in the heated room. I told her what I had been wanting to say.
From when?
April, to a branch in the northeast, Tohoku region.
Tohoku? That's pretty far.
Yeah, about 3 hours by bullet train.
Right?
Huh? Sorry, what did you just say?
Nothing. Are you coming back soon?
Actually, the length is undecided. It's not just for a few months, though. She was deep in thought. I sipped some of my room temperature coffee. May had looked concerned when she raised her head. She was expressionless. And now here we were.
I don't hate you, but I'm not ready to go with you. Moving is so much work, and I have to switch jobs if I want to work. Women don't have the time to be waiting for someone when they don't know when he'll be back.
May sipped some of her tea. I sighed. Okay. So we're breaking up then? We both agreed to end things. I was sure this was the right decision, so I didn't have any regrets. This is the end, but it's so anticlimactic. I didn't feel like drinking the now cold coffee, so I left half of it and left to the cafe. The cold air enveloped me. 2.5 years of dating. I feel like we made a lot of memories. But even I didn't try to think about that and accepted what happened. I think this was where we were supposed to part ways. I shook my head and listed off the things I needed to do before I transferred as I headed home. My name is Tatsuma Sugo. Nice to meet you all. A few months later, I arrived at the new branch. I bowed my head in front of everyone.
Oh my, you're so proper. Nice to meet you.
This was the branch manager, Miss Shikimi. She had a very maternal smile. She would be my direct supervisor from now on. By the way, the company I worked for dealt in a wide variety of categories, from produce to processed foods.
You were surprised by how rural it is, huh?
This branch mainly supported our contracted farmers and agricultural infrastructure.
As you can see, it's very quiet, so not a lot of young people stay here. I'm glad you came.
It's nothing. The air is crisp. It's a nice place. I'm happy I get to drive the car I never got to in the city. The branch I'd be working for was actually located in a place that meant a lot to me. The transportation was not very developed, so I was finally able to drive the car that I had left at my family's house all throughout my school days. You've been working here this whole time, right? I saw on the HR data.
Yes, I plan on being buried here, but my 2 sons both went to Tokyo.
Miss Shikimi had built up her career from the days when women had to deal with a lot more prejudice in the office. She's raised 2 kids, too. So I'm sure she's seen a lot. I could imagine that she's been through a lot from the way she told me her sons had left as well. I feel like there's a lot going on, but I hope I can make it meaningful that I came here. Miss Shikimi's warmth melted away my nerves. I got to work. First here, the branch rules and work rundown is here. This is the list of employees and company regulations. Also, the list of potential contract renewals is in here. Wow, it's all very clear. With small branches, HR was either 1 to 2 people, or the chief took care of things. Currently, Miss Shikimi was handling things. In the afternoon, I was going to go out and see one of our clients. That was when Mishikimi introduced me to someone. Midori! Perfect timing. Let's have her teach you today. She's our ace.
You're the one that came from Tokyo today, right? I'm Midori Imoto. I'm in charge of on-site collaboration.
She bowed her head, so I did the same. I was surprised to her that this ace was the same age as me. She's like the bridge that connects everyone. She connects the ground floor to the top. I'm Sugo. I'm sorry to ask this, but I know this is rude right off the bat, but that plushie.
It's a funny mascot character. Noko Noko the poison mushroom. It's attached to this pen. It's so cute, isn't it?
Cute?
It's cute, isn't it? Yes, it is.
She likes some strange things, but she's a good girl that's good at her job.
Stop! Don't skip the checks!
The mood immediately shifted as this voice echoed throughout the site. Midori immediately ran over to a young worker that had frozen.
I'm sorry! Let me explain, Big Boss.
The explanation kept cutting out and was hard to hear, but it sounded like she was chewing out this Big Boss. Are you surprised? But Big Boss... Oh, it's a nickname, by the way. He's right. Apparently the ground was looser than usual. There have been increased instances of the transplanter getting stuck. His tone was a bit much, but Big Boss was just worried about the newbie and raised his voice. Miss Emoto immediately understood how both sides were feeling and took action. She's amazing. Yes, she acts as a bridge in these situations. Just because you're correct, if the other person doesn't understand, it may leave some resentment. Yes, but in order to keep working with these risks in mind, you have to be tough at times. These sites are a lot, but interesting places. These places weren't running on just one person's efforts. I felt like I'd seen something that couldn't be easily quantified today. A year passed in the blink of an eye. Every day I was crunching numbers, going to the sites and listening to Miss Emoto. I was busy. One day, one contract caught my eye. This is Big Boss's contract. It was the renewal papers for the aforementioned tough site manager. He was a veteran in the field. But I saw that the approval stamp was pressed later than usual. I could guess that headquarters struggled quite a bit with this decision. Oh, so you noticed too. Big Boss is turning 72 this year. They were talking about how renewal might be difficult. Difficult? Well, if you consider his age. The retirement age in Japan was 60, but most people were working until they were 65. Equal employment opportunities are now ensured up to 70 too. People in farming are getting older. Honestly, it's normal to be as old as Big Boss is now. Yeah, I could understand the decision, but it didn't match what I saw in the field. That was how I felt. Miss Emoto, may I ask you something?
Oh, Mr. Sugo, of course, go ahead.
Midori had a deep, trusting relationship with the people due to her work ethic and personality. It was best to ask people closest to the field about the field. This is just between us, but they're talking about Big Boss's contract renewal at headquarters. As soon as I brought it up, Midori's face tightened. His contract was renewed this year, but when we think about the upcoming years, his age concerns them.
That makes sense. Between us, if Big Boss quits, I think some people will quit.
Well,
Big Boss is tough, but he cares about his people. He acts as a sort of advisor out in the field.
It wasn't a story that could be told fully on a contract. Now that I knew, I couldn't just pretend not to know. Considering his age and the contract itself, I think even extending it this year is pushing it. A few days later, we had a remote meeting with headquarters. When I brought up Big Boss, they mentioned difficulties with the regulations. It's not a situation where he can easily be replaced. Still, at his age, there's a risk of injury too, so we really can't. He's working more half-days, right? Isn't the work still happening when he's not there? The HR manager was also right. But there was someone here who sees the ground floor. We couldn't back down.
We work in close contact with the actual laborers here. Based on what I hear from other workers, if he quits, several people may quit. I
think that the possibility that these carefully trained workers will quit may be a demerit. She could say this because she sees what happens in the field. Now I understood where she was coming from. In the end, we didn't reach a conclusion on this day. It was pushed over to the next meeting. It seems necessary. I learned in this meeting that you can't run a business on vague feelings like that.
It's my time, right? I don't mind.
Afterward, Midori and I rushed to the site. Unexpectedly, Big Boss showed off a carefree smile.
I don't know the lingo, but it's not a bad thing that the youngsters are coming up. I'm getting older, too.
Despite what Big Boss was saying, there was worry in the eyes of the other workers. Was there a problem with the work? Some people came to ask Midori directly about Big Boss's employment. We had to speak vaguely and headed back to our branch. It's a problem that the work is dependent on one person, but I don't think this issue is about one person. On the car ride back to the office, Midori and I talked about the problem at hand. I don't think we can come to a conclusion until we uncover how much of an impact Big Boss's decisions and presence have had on the others.
I'll try talking to every on-site worker. What they would be worried about without Big Boss being there. How he helps them out. I'll gather all the opinions.
Over a few weeks, Midori talked to people about the on-site work and about Big Boss.
A lot of people had a lot to say about how Big Boss helped them. Look at all this.
That's so much. Thank you. She did all this on her own. She must care more than others because she's seen what she's seen. I thought about how she ran around without getting tired. I felt something hot in my chest. I headed to Mishikimi to deliver her passion and the other workers' voices to the headquarters. There are a lot more stories of close encounters than I thought. We have to report this properly. It's Midori's job to bring these stories to us. It's now our job to make sure this goes through. Yes, ma'am. I'll consolidate these by the next meeting. Miss Shikimi looked concerned after seeing the paperwork, but I saw what I needed to do, so I was able to think about my next course of action. In accordance with the topic from the other day, we talked to actual laborers, so please let me share what we found. I presented graphs and other things in the remote meeting with headquarters. They seemed surprised on the other side of the screen. There are a lot more close calls than I thought.
I had no idea there were so many prevented cases in this short time.
But we could say that the responsibility is all being put on one employee, right? You're correct. At this point, I think we are quite dependent on the employee at hand. But please take a look at the next thing. After these decisions are made, there have been significantly less incidents. In our investigation, we heard a lot of, "He explained the reason behind the decision. I feel like I can make the decision on my own next time." There has been a natural transfer of responsibilities. Yes. Slowly, these unspoken rules are being added to a manual and shared. We think it will lead to a decrease in dependency on specific individuals. After some silence, Mishikimi spoke out. If you just look at the numbers, age is certainly a risk. But in the field, this person is lowering certain risks. Would you considering extending the contract for now to eliminate dependency and come up with risk prevention tactics? A few weeks later, Big Boss was working shorter hours. It was decided that Big Boss would continue working at our company as an advisor.
What do you think he said when I told him?
This old person's gonna leave soon, so you lot hurry up and learn your jobs.
He seemed very happy, and he was laughing.
It's strange, right? Midori laughed. I could tell she was genuinely happy.
Honestly, I'm relieved. If Big Boss left immediately, I think there would have been a strain that couldn't be quantified.
It was a decision that wouldn't have been made if we didn't have the workers' voices. It's thanks to you. Thank you.
No! I was frustrated because I could talk to the workers, but I couldn't turn that into anything. I was happy that someone was here to really hear us out.
I'm glad I came here too. I feel like I was able to learn true HR decision-making that isn't just about numbers. I'm glad I was able to meet someone who cares about the people on the ground floor too.
Miss Emoto, would you like to,
3 years after I built up my experience in the Northeast, I was back in Tokyo. Working in the field was fulfilling. Looking at the numbers after experiencing that is so different. Oh, I stretched after work. I almost let out a huge yawn and stopped myself. But it's all been meetings since I got back. It's tiring. They said it might take longer, so maybe I can have a drink somewhere.
Tatsuma?
It was a familiar voice. I turned around without thinking. It was my ex, May.
Long time no see. How's life in the countryside? I guess you missed the city, huh?
That's not it. I came back for work. Anyway, I'm in a hurry.
Oh, how nice! They brought you back. Working in the countryside is a roadblock in your career.
Huh?
I thought so back then. He must just be getting shipped off to nowhere. I was just being polite with the long distance thing.
The day we broke up, she had told me she couldn't do long distance. That's why I had backed off. But I guess she thought I was being shipped off to the middle of nowhere and had no future. Hey, May, that's a little...
It's fine, Taisuke. He's my ex.
I assumed the guy was her boyfriend. May took his arm and laughed.
I know you came back, but I'm sorry. I can't get back together with you. I found a successful boyfriend. Isn't he great? He's a medical rep at a big pharmaceutical company. They're talking about promoting him right now.
I'm sorry. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Taisuke Iwakura. He seemed reasonable. He bowed his head. May didn't seem to notice that he was hesitant about something. Nice to meet you. Don't worry, I'm not trying to get back with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this too much for someone who just came back from the countryside? You were shipped off once. Who knows if you'll ever get promoted?
Ugh. I think she wanted to one-up me, but I didn't have any feelings for her, so it wasn't effective. I felt bad for the man next to her who seemed uncomfortable. I tried to leave, but...
Tatsuma, I'm sorry to keep you waiting.
Midori came running over and I smiled.
Oh, sorry. Were you talking?
We're done now, so it's fine. I'm hungry. Let's go.
Hold up, Tatsuma. Who's that?
My fiancé.
Oh, I see. You're his fiancé.
A year after transferring, I started dating her, and I had proposed when it was time to go back to headquarters.
Oh, you met in the countryside? You definitely did. We did. So what? I feel bad for you. You must have thought he was getting promoted because he was returning to headquarters, but I'm sorry. He was just shipped off to where you were. Just because he's back doesn't mean you can look forward to a promotion.
Shipped off? Who are you talking about?
Huh? Are you the ex?
Oh, I guess you broke up with him without knowing anything. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure you heard he was going off to the countryside and decided from that you couldn't do it.
What? He was transferring to a rural area. What else could it have been?
You have a very narrow view of the world. You seem to misunderstand that this country runs on only cities. I worked with Tatsuma in the Northeast for 3 years. He was chosen to strengthen that connection between corporate and the field because he was recognized at headquarters. As evidence of that, Tatsuma was promoted when he got back.
What? No way. He was sent away, but he got promoted?
Who decided that you don't get promoted when you transfer to the countryside? That's just a prejudice of yours. You're narrow-minded. My transfer was not because I was bad at my job.
Oh! Was I allowed to say this to someone that doesn't matter? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. She would talk back sometimes and get flustered at times. I loved seeing Midori change all the time. Meanwhile, May seemed upset that she was being talked to this way. She shook and glared at us. May, let's go. We're bothering them. We're sorry for saying this stuff all of a sudden.
Wait, hold up, Taisuke!
He was a reasonable guy. He apologized to us and turned around.
What was that?
Anyway, I'm sorry I'm late. It's fine. Of course they wanted to talk to you since you were the one that talked to all those people.
But I didn't expect them to keep talking to me after the meeting ending. I'm not sure if my ideas will be helpful.
Even though I'm in charge of local branch HR, it's a project that just started. Hearing the workers' opinions is the first step.
HR project? They say that's basically a management position. So it's for local branches, but you're a higher up? You didn't tell me that! Wow! A promotion and transfer?
When she told me she couldn't do long distance, I didn't tell her about this. Because despite the reason for the transfer, I figured it didn't change the fact that we'd be long distance. I'm leaving you here if you won't go. He looked back at Mei, who was glaring at us inside. After that, Midori and I went to my usual izakaya.
This place is relaxing. It's Tokyo, but it feels like a community.
I used to come here when I was tired from work. I'm glad I get to show you. I'm so lucky I get to sit next to someone and share this delicious food with them. I guess I had said it out loud. Midori turned red and punched me playfully. We clinked our glasses and soon forgot what had just occurred. Meanwhile, after that, Mei had dinner plans with Taisuke. They were at a pretty nice place.
It's normal to think that they're being demoted if you hear they're going to some random place in the countryside. If it was only going to be 3 years, I could have considered waiting, don't you think?
Ugh. Fortunately or not, they were in a private room, so Mei couldn't stop complaining about me. Taisuke continued his meal in silence.
Ugh, whatever. Who cares about that shallow guy? I have this successful boyfriend of mine. Right, Taisuke?
Mei finally smiled. But by then, Taisuke had finished his meal and swiftly placed his cutlery down on the table. Mei?
What's wrong, Taisuke?
I want to break up.
What?
Taisuke spoke with conviction. He had been silent, but when he finally spoke, it was to break up with her.
Wait, why are you making such an unfunny joke?
I'm not joking. I realized I can't be with you anymore.
What are you saying? We were talking about marriage. I thought we'd be talking about that today too.
This is because I seriously considered marrying you. I was truly shocked. I had no idea you were like that. Your ex, Tatsuma? The way you acted when you met him, it's been bugging me. Mei flinched internally, but she didn't show it.
Tatsuma? What about him? Do you still think I have feelings for him? Absolutely not.
What bugged me was what you said and how you acted. You really only see people's status and accolades.
What's wrong with that? It's normal to look at that if you're thinking about the future, isn't it?
It's not wrong to look at the bullet points. We did meet on a dating app. I think it's normal to pick your conditions at first.
Right? So I did nothing wrong.
But that's all you look at. You introduced me as successful to them. I realized that I was successful man to you and not Taisuke Iwakura.
What?
The way you decided he was being demoted because of his transfer, the way you got upset when you learned he was promoted. I think it's all proof that you only see a person's status. At least that's the only way I see it. I worked hard for my accolades, so I'm happy you are happy about them. But I want to live my life with someone who I can talk with and we can support each other.
You can do that with me!
Mei raised her voice unintentionally. Taisuke shook his head. I don't think I can. Not with you now. I can't live with a person who acts the way you do. I'd be too ashamed.
What?
Transferring to the countryside means your career is failing? I don't want to be with someone who can say that to someone's face. This man had been kind to her, but his voice was unimaginably cold and his eyes were full of disgust. She couldn't help but realize that he truly hated her. Just a guess, but your ex probably thought this way too. It wasn't the long distance. All you were worried about was his status. That's probably why he let go of you so easily.
What?
He was right. That day.
That's a demotion, right?
Huh? Sorry, what did you just say? Mei had mumbled something. I just happened to hear it. That's when I knew. I had had a feeling, but I knew this is who she was. That's why I broke up with her without any regrets. Mei had fallen silent with shock. Taisuke stood up silently and smiled sadly. Goodbye. I hope you can find someone you truly love, not just conditionally.
What?
Later, May showed up at the building I worked at and tried to get back together with me.
Please, you're the only one for me.
Sorry, I can't. She came at me with this cliche line, but I wasn't swayed. I glared at her and told her to never come see me again. She left sobbing.
This person's job wasn't what I thought it was. This person ghosted me.
She reopened the dating app she'd stopped using. Almost desperately, she added more conditions than she ever had before. Obviously, that meant she would match with fewer people. Even when she would meet someone nice, she couldn't get to a second date.
I am looking for someone I can be happy with, but I don't want someone who doesn't make a lot, and I don't want to leave the city.
Out of kindness, Taisuke had told her that he hoped she would find someone she truly loved. But this message didn't get through to her. May was still looking only at people's qualifications and didn't realize people were doing the same with her. The marriage she sought was getting further and farther away. As for me, I returned to headquarters and was given a new task. There has been a significant decrease in accidents since previous years. It's because we were able to see the close call incidents. We should continue to talk to veteran employees. Should we ask them to come up with a training program? I think that's good, but I think the plan should be mainly drawn up by the local HR people. It's only been 3 years, but the work I had seen on site was coming in handy now. After the meeting, I saw Midori holding some boxes as I was walking down the hallway. Need help? I'm going back.
Thank you if you could.
Are these the questionnaires from the branches?
Yes, I don't know if they answered. I wish we could do it digitally, but there are a lot of people who aren't used to that.
You're doing what you did in the Northeast.
Yes, but these opinions that can't be quantified are important, aren't they?
I nodded and took a box from her. She had come with me after I got promoted and returned to Tokyo. I think she was finally getting used to things. We were both looking in the same direction. I truly felt that way because it was with Midori. Life has many crossroads, right or left or right. Our lives are made up of all these big and small choices. I experienced love and loss on that path that I chose and got to where I am now.
Mr. Sugo?
Yes? We both turned around at the same time, the same rings sparkling on our ring fingers.
Hello, Brittany here. That was the first time I ever attempted doing the male voice, so please let me know what you think in the comments below. Unfortunately, I am not a man, but I tried my hardest, so I'll see you next time. Bye!